Hello everyone, it's Doom here, standing in a slightly different position than he was last time, playing Dark Souls. So. Apparently I can't say souls. We need a key according to this message. Either way, over there is a fountain of memes. I don't really have the time to go to it. I, however, do have the time to go right ahead, according to the message. Yes, if you stand right there, the dragon will not hurt you. Even though you are clearly in the flames. Because logic be damned, that's why. Anyhow, if you kick down the ladder over here, we will be taken to a shortcut. Which will allow us to get back here and level up. Yeah, sure that works. 13 souls left. Now there are two ways of getting past the Hellkite dragon. Well, Drake actually. You could go under the bridge this way, as you can see I'm pointing. Or you can go up here. Go out here, convince it uses fire breath. Wait a bit. It will kill them, and then we can run over here. And eventually the dragon will actually, oh, like Drake technically, will eventually land and we'll be able to run past it. Theoretically you could fight it, but it's not really worth the effort right now. I think it only gives like 1,000 souls, which we're just gonna run. We don't really care about fighting it. You could have still, you get an okay sword. However, again, it's not really worth the effort. And with that, we get another bonfire. Rest in it. Can kindle it if you want to, but we're not going to. We're instead going to open this shortcut of sorts. You're gonna run into the gate. Yes, that is very important. Make sure to do that. That claymore is actually pretty good. We have 16 strength, so we can one-hand it. And I guess we'll use it for a bit. We'll use it until we can use this Y-hander. One-handed. And up here, or they gotta mention, if you took the bridge route, you'd appear over there. This is the ladder. Anyway, up here, we have another enemy to fight. Mini-boss. Guess what it is? It's a Black Knight! With a two-handed sword. Ow. Yes. Oh, got a berry. I'm gonna heal, just to make sure. I don't take too much damage, but better safe than sorry. Get the butt stab. Parry. If you don't have very much faith in your parrying abilities, he's not too hard to just walk behind and backstab repeatedly. And I don't think he's likely to one-shot you, even if you're very fragile. Get another Titanite chunk. Sadly, no, what's it called? Black Knight Greatsword. That would have been a handy weapon, since we are going for a fairly strong strength build. So it would have been useful against demons and the like. However, we'll just have to make do with them. We get a generic longsword for generic hero weapons. Oh, crap. Good thing we got poise. Oh, crap. That's gonna be it. I think we'll have to solve that later. And backstab. Yep, never mind, there he is. I am getting one too many arrows in my butt. Or in the face, too. That's less important. Get the backstab, and we probably want to use an nasty just to heal. Need item. Yes, you get learning skills. They allow you to lure things over. If you're capable of any magic, you can get a better version as a spell. And I don't think they're that good. I hope you can tell, but the best way to fight this boar is just stab it. In fact, it's the way you're intended to, because everything else will do like 1 damage to it. Not too durable. It just has lots of armor. You can do that. Come on! And there's times when the game is finicky on the backstab box. But we have shield. We will be fine. Oh, come on! Allow me to get... Okay, that's just me being stupid. I'll admit that. Okay, come on. There we go. Jeez. It can also drop the Fang Boar Helm. I think that's actually pretty likely to, but I don't think it's guaranteed. And there's 2 hollows waiting to ambush you, so don't get too reckless. Then there's this guy. I have no idea what his goal was. For this guy. I guess they were trying to kill me. But their means are highly questionable. Okay, I just tanked that. And we get the mystery key. And with it, we'll climb up the ladder. Lockerino, slice him up. And now we're gonna practice our circus routine. Fail miserably. And climb up a ladder again. Now we're gonna try and practice our circus routine with 3 times as much success, proportionally. There we go. Now we have another ladder to climb up. And we have another white light to walk through. And we have an enemy we can stab in the back. Let's see if I can successfully sneak up in this heavy armor. Actually, I think the knight armor is considered medium, which is a bit odd. Because, I mean, does that look like medium armor to you? Oh, oh, it's still alive! Like 1 HP! And we put a stop to healing. And we get the rapier, as I like to call it. And he was protecting the knight shield. It's 2.5 heavier in weight for a 4 in defense. So it's generally not worth it. I would recommend you just stick to your tower kite shield. It simply is too heavy. Like, yeah, it offers more defense, but it's just too heavy. And yeah, I know we're already fat rolling, but let's not be mega ultra super fat rolling. Actually, I think we already are, so. I mean, I could technically should equip it because I don't lose anything, but I don't know. I don't like how it looks. That's my excuse. Die. I will not suffer you to just live. By the way, I believe there's some secret items you can get if you have like some means of mitigating fall damage over here. So I don't think it's actually an out of bounds, that bridge. I might be wrong though. I've never tested it. I just see lots of messages that are like fall here. You know, they could be troll, but... In fact, they're almost certainly troll, but, you know, they may not be. Now I'm actually going... Now you're technically supposed to go to this church. However, I'm going to go take a detour into a different church. Because for some reason we'll decide to just build them right next to each other. Actually, it's not quite the reason. This one is kind of just been left. And then they built a new one. It's right next to it. And I hope you... If you can have ears, or can use them, you should be able to hear the blacksmith, who will be of help. Oh yeah, there's Onion Bro, as he's called over there. I think you need to talk to him to start a quest line. He doesn't really have much to say, you just need to do it if you want to do his quest line. So I'll probably just do that off camera. Because I think he'll stay there until quite a bit later into the game. So you have plenty of time to do it. You just need to do it at some point. Start the quest line. At least if I recall correctly. And here we have our blacksmith.
Well, you must be a new arrival. I'm Andre of Astora. If you require smithing, then speak to me.
We're going to want to learn a gesture and probably repair our super battered equipment. It's not really super battered, but you can also purchase a few things from him. Notably Tower Kite Shield and Caduceus Kite Shield and all that stuff. There's also a mini boss over here, but we won't deal with it today. What we will deal with is a need to kindle that bonfire. To do that, we need to be human. And we also need to do a few more things to be human. So, when... I suppose. Kindle. And now we have plenty of essence. And that means we need to go adventure to continue with our task of defeating the nearest boss. Brutally, with supreme skill. Actually, mostly supreme cowardice. Stab you. Stab you. Hitboxes be damned. And kill you. And we have another mini boss. There are lots of them apparently. He's not too big. He's not too bad as long as you just stay behind him. As a side note, you can actually parry him if you want. However, you cannot riposte him. He also has a shield. Technically, I should be two-handing, but I like carrying around my shield. That was a good time there. That was like a last-second frickin' block. Jeez. I did not think that hit me. I just carried out my shield out of habit. Nope. Never mind. I thought he'd try to counter. And he's gonna use a Nestus, so we're not gonna allow him that. We are the only ones allowed to do that. And he's guarding a Firekeeper soul, so we're gonna probably want to use that when we meet the caged lady, whatever her name was. If you want to right now, you can go down that elevator. However, I am recording. No, oh, never mind. I thought I was a bit too far to actually cancel it. Here we have another mini-boss of sorts. We have a channeler. Their biggest threat is their dance, which will boost these guys' attacks. So even though they're just normal hollows, then maybe I'll actually do a pretty severe damage to me if I let them hit me too much. Yeah, one hit did almost a quarter. He has like a stab. You can sometimes use magic, and he has a swing. And he can do that. Sure. The AI is busted. And I'm just gonna kill these hollows as they come. If he's not gonna do anything. Now you may want to do something. Okay, I thought he was trying to use his magic, but he's just trying to stab still. I'm not sure if you can parry and or post him. I think you maybe should be able to do both, but I might be wrong. Okay, I think his AI is just broken. Let's just put him out of his misery. Now then, we're gonna go over here in order to kill this guy. Your shield is too good, so I killed you. Now you're gonna need humanity in order to... Actually, you don't need to do it for this. You'll just need it for the guy we're gonna free to show up, because over here is a jail cell.
Oh, still human, are you? Then I am in luck. Could you help me? As you can see, I am stuck without recourse.
Sure.
Thank you. I am Knight Lautrec of Karim. I truly appreciate this. And I guarantee a reward. Only later.
Alright. See ya. Yes, he gets you a reward if you do that. He'll get himself freed if you don't show up. And if you're hollow, I don't think he just spawns. He just doesn't spawn. And break this, you can get the humanity you need. And with that, we'll continue on in order to reach the soul over here. What's this message? Miscreant. I have no idea what that's talking about. Negative idea. So I don't think these barrels have anything. Yeah, I don't understand. I swear if you freed him, his Omni sign, the Lautrec guy, should show up around here. But I don't know where it is. However, the Fountain of Memes guy is here, right there. And you can summon him. He can help you out. For this boss is actually rather difficult. Especially if it's like your first time playing this. So I highly recommend you do summon him unless you're doing it for a challenge. Especially if you're going for a more melee. I found that if you're going with a sorcerer, it's possible, not too unreasonable, if you just know what you're doing. But if you're melee, it's much easier with Solaire. In hindsight, I should have equipped my Zweihander, because I'm probably not going to be doing too much blocking. No, I guess I could use it. Internal monologue interrupted by gargoyle. Yep. Yep, we have to fight a gargoyle, and I'm not sure if you've noticed, but there's two. Luckily, the if you try and... You can cut off its tail in order to get the axe. So it's... I found it's easier if you two-hand your weapon and an unlock. And that's not too hard as long as you have a decent weapon. I just saw that it's not too durable. And here's where two of them spawn. However, we have Solaire with us. So it's a fair fight. Ow. Alright, so there you get that one. I'll get the fire breaching coward. Or not. Oh, I need health, I need health. Alright, Solaire got that one. And hey, I got a halberd. Alright. Thanks, Solaire. Now then, it's our turn to be ungrateful bastards. Double team. Okay, free fire. With that, should be able to... Never mind, I thought I could stutter it. Okay, just die! Just die! Oh my god. Just... die! Oh my god. Too much effort. We got Twin Humanities and a Sunlight Medal because we had Solaire. We also get a fair amount of souls, and that's it. Actually, I'm gonna test out the. I'm gonna look at the Gargoyle Halberd's stats. I've never actually used it. Let's see. We can actually wield it. Sure. I think it's lighter too. I might be wrong though. 6. No, it's lighter. Actually, it's the same weight. Sure, let's use it. The gargoyle weapons for some reason raise your status ailments. And I generally think they're okay. They're not bad, they're just okay. So if you want to get them, go ahead. I do, because I like having weapons. And yeah, we have a halberd. I guess we can use it. But now it's time for cutscene. We rung the bell! I think we should backtrack slightly before we end this part, for there's one last thing I'd like to show before I end it. This guy who spawns in.
Greetings. I am Oswald of Karim, the Palm. Thou art a friend. For thee, a warm welcome. Cometh thou to confess, or to accuse? For indeed all sin is my domain.
Yep, yeah, basically he allows you to, he basically manages your covenants if you want to like abandon them, or stuff like that. He also sells some useful items like Homeward Bones, a Book of the Guilty, a Purging Stone, which is kind of handy if you think you can't get cursed, albeit you should never get cursed in the first place. He also sells Indictments, which I don't really care about. He also sells the Miracle Karmic Justice, which is basically if you get hit a few times while it's active, explosion. He also sells Velka's Talisman, which is, unlike other talismans, scales with intelligence instead of faith. And then he also sells the Bloodbite Ring, which... all I have to really say about it is that if you're in a situation where this is helpful, you probably lost all of your health already. The Poison Bite Ring is marginally more helpful. However, if you intend to do a bit of optional things, it's generally not needed. And Ring of Sacrifices is just... you'll probably find enough. So yeah, he's not too helpful. I mean, arguably his most effective use is teaching you a taunt. Not what I meant. Well, what is a taunt? Which is just basically a taunt. And I'm going to just leave it at two things. One, I am going to talk to the Onion Bro over there to start the quest line. He doesn't really say anything interesting. And I'm going to meet you next to Andre. So I think everyone should have a nice day. For Doom is signing out. Goodbye.